Yep.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome everyone. We are the Grin brothers, and we're continuing our playthrough of Kameo. It feels really different. You playing this game and me watching you playing this game, and the game being enjoyable. It's just been such a long time since we had this wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I always have a good time recording in general because I just enjoy doing it per se, but it takes away somewhat from it when the game you're playing, or even just watching, isn't that enjoyable to play or watch. I mean, you can still get the enjoyment from the fact that, you know, you're entertaining people.
And people suffering is entertaining.
Yeah. It's much nicer to be able to enjoy commentating on a game which is actually fun. Like, whilst this game has aged for a launch title, it is also worked. It is also not done as badly as I thought it would have aged, and it still remains an incredibly solid game. But again, I still don't understand why people sort of say that, you know, Rare's lineup got worse with, you know, since they moved away from Nintendo. Because honestly, with games like this, I honestly think they were still as good as they ever were.
Yeah.
And I think really the only criticism I can understand is that they haven't released as many games, but I think part of that can be understood in some of the comments Playtonic have said. For instance, Playtonic, the big reason that they're made up of almost entirely former Rare, they're made up entirely of former Rare people. One of their criticisms with working at Rare in the modern day was that they wanted to work as a small team again.
Yeah.
You know, Banjo-Kazooie was only made with like 12 to 14 people. Same with like GoldenEye. Most of their N64 games were made with like I think every N64 game they made was made with under 20 people.
So what's the point of coming this way?
And so back then, even if they were ended up becoming a larger company, they still had its resort in them
Jesus, boulders!
Lots of teams and being able to work on lots of games. Whereas now they're like 200 people and seemingly can only work on a couple of games at a time.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Admittedly, their current game is an MMO, so...
What?
What?
What? What game is it?
Sea of Thieves.
Oh.
It's based off Project Dream, which was what Banjo-Kazooie originally was going to be.
Yeah.
Which was basically, let's make a Legend of Zelda style game using the graphical engine of Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
But then they moved it away from the N64. So it changed quite a bit, and then they decided, we moved away a lot from the fantasy/pirate theme, so let's turn the main character into a bear. And then they thought, let's make it
the only logical progression.
And then let's make it into a platformer. And then they're like, yeah, this is completely... And then they saw Super Mario 64, and he goes, this isn't going to work, because of... I guess in terms of what their platformer was going to be on the N64 before they saw Super Mario 64, was that it was very much like Sonic 3D in terms of style. Which I think Sonic 3D is a pretty good game. You know, people criticise that, you know, rather harsh on that, but it was pretty good. And I mean, heck, it was a 3D platform, sort of 3D spherical platformer for the Sega Mega Drive for a 16-bit system, so it worked pretty well.
Really? Gotta go back.
Backtracking. But yeah, Sea of Thieves is based off their ideas of their sort of Project Dream thing. It's a pirate game where instead of them basically making the opponents of the people sort of like raiding your ships or you raiding their ships and stuff, they thought, well, why not actually have it so that it's more random by having it actually be based off players. So, you know, the pirates who'll be, you know, the pirates who'll end up, you know, ransacking your ship and stealing your loot and such will be other players.
Yeah.
And so it's a sort of user-created random experience in a sense. But you can understand the appeal to that, but at the same time, MMOs is a hard thing to try to appeal to people, and I kind of think that in terms of the current sphere of Microsoft games... Okay, they're very different experiences, but in terms of in terms of an online-focused experience of the Rare products, Fable Legends kind of already fills that role from their first-party studios. Admittedly, it's more of a MOBA than an MMO, which, you know, are of course different things, but it's still an online-focused experience.
Yeah.
And Microsoft initially had Titanfall exclusive to them as well, didn't they? I believe Xbox One and Xbox 360 have Titanfall exclusive. Maybe it's on PC as well.
I think it is on PC.
And I think it, you know, if there's sequels announced, it's probably also going to end up on.
Damn it. Well, guess. Wait. No.
No.
Cold Embrace for Death was the only.
If a sequel for Titanfall was announced, it's probably going to end up on PS4 as well. But, you know, it's like, for online-focused experiences, I feel Microsoft already has that being filled by one of their first parties. It seems a bit odd that another of their first parties is also trying to do that. I mean, people, and I can understand something that people have said that they'd like to see Rare make another entry into one of their IPs.
Yes.
Which, if they could manage to do two at once, that would be great, you know.
Are you kidding me? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, also the greatest thing about being Kameo over the spirits is she can actually jump.
Oh yeah. So if Rare were able to, you know, because they have like 200 staff, and while an MMO takes up time, I imagine they could have the time to actually make another game at the same time. You know, maybe not release in the same year, but, you know, release within the next year.
Yeah.
You know, going on the assumption that Sea of Thieves is a 2016 release. It's probably only going to have a beta in that 2016 release, more than likely, but...
What if I just completely ignore these enemies?
But in any case, if Rare were to be making a second game, what would you want that game to be?
New Jet Force Gemini.
Admittedly, I'm pretty much of that same opinion, though. Given that it is, again, Microsoft systems, and they have a lot of sort of shooters, you know, that kind of... Although, you know, Jet Force Gemini is a sort of style of shooter I'd much prefer. Do you feel like a Kameo 2 might be better off, though, because it's more of a unique sort of style of game? In terms of, you know, Microsoft's lineup. Like, you don't have something quite like Kameo. That's why I also can understand, even though I'm not a fan of the Banjo-Kazooie games, why people would like the Banjo-Kazooie games on the Xbox systems. Because Xbox One doesn't have much in the way of platformers.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, if I wanted an Xbox One platform, I'd frankly want a Blinks game. New Blinks game.
How naive. Blinks is true.
And another IP...
Oh yeah, it's nighttime in the Bibles too.
And another IP
Switches.
Microsoft have they could always make a new entry for is the Explosion Man series.
Yes.
Because that's an IP they own. You know, there's potential for platformers, so I can understand, you know, people wanting a new Banjo-Kazooie game simply so the Xbox One has a platformer of its own. Though at the same time, mainly because I'm more Nintendo focused, a lot of the opinions I hear are actually that of Nintendo fans. So it's like, is that really trying to appeal to the Xbox market, or just trying to get, or is it really just people who are fans of Nintendo and who would simply buy an Xbox One just to play one Rare game?
Probably Nintendo people that would literally buy an Xbox just to play a single Rare game.
Which again would make sense, and I kind of feel that's the whole point of what Rare joining Microsoft. It fills a niche that Microsoft don't have.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel Sea of Thieves doesn't really fill a niche Microsoft is lacking because they've got online-focused experiences.
I wonder if that... no.
Your thoughts?
I kind of agree with you. But at the same time, they can just kind of do what they want.
True.
There we go. Ow. See you, sucker.
That was much quicker than last time.
That's because I actually knew what I was doing, because they made it obvious the moment you stepped into the room.
Was that a bridge turned into a monster, or was that a monster that decided that when it died it wanted to become a bridge?
I think it's a pile of rocks. Yeah, you know what, see you guys.
A pile of rocks that wanted to be a monster or wanted to be a bridge?
Neither. If you want to be a musician. And shaboom! Yeah, I've literally...
Surprisingly enough, his genre of choice wasn't rock, it was actually J-pop.
J-pop rock drop monster. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Fucking major ruin. Learn how to control.
Did a friend of yours see a very interesting Japanese music theme?
Ladybeard.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 of my friends technically have seen Ladybeard. Ladybeard is bizarrely interesting. Yeah, I love how Major Ruin can just defy any laws of physics.
Earth creature, his best ability is the ability to suspend himself in midair.
Spinning! Very dramatically spinning.
Think about it, they don't have
Oh
any
my
wind.
god!
They don't have any wind creatures in this game.
No, they don't. Yes, that's a friendly face, spiky egg.
We'll need the elemental warrior in this cave.
Do we really though? Because
I'm surprised a water-dwelling creature has survived this long without water.
I know what he is, and no offense, he sucks. He's literally my least favourite of the
I'll be
elements,
honest with you,
and that's saying
I
something.
don't know what this is.
Deep Sea.
And that kind of looks like you went into someone's stomach.
Pfft, who cares? I wonder what I have to break this time. I wonder who I must use to break said objects.
Yeah. Sony recently, going completely off the Microsoft topic, but talking about sort of games that probably won't get new entries, much like Links. And Jet Force Gemini.
Okay.
Oh, dogs are barking. I'll go sort that out then, eh?
I'm going to try.
Well, I'm going to do the annoying thing and walk directly in front of you.
It doesn't matter, Cyclone's activated.
I'm going to go quiet the dogs.
Okay. Guess that leaves just us. Hello, people of the internet. I guess I should probably talk to this lady. Squirrel mentioned place. He said start dashing into the totems first from the door.
Dashing into the totem furthest from the door, and then maybe there are clues.
Helpful. Let's clear this room. You stop him from barking.
Oh, I don't know when it happened, but the back door's shut. It's like, I don't remember shutting
Wind.
it. Possibly.
Wow.
I'm not sure why the dogs started barking all of a sudden.
Something probably triggered them.
Don't use the word triggered, Raph.
I'm using it in like a normal sense.
Only applicable to animals.
In my eyes, kinda, yeah.
Or if someone's got a trauma.
Yeah.
Would you say triggered would also work for someone with a phobia? You know, you've triggered someone's phobia. Because, you know, it's an irrational fear, so you could say it's a trauma in a sense. Yeah. That was an interesting sort of thing for a conversation that happened in regards to Legend of Zelda U, wherein one of the commentators on Nintendo Life were sort of...
Her chainmail chest is broken.
Was commenting that they hope no deers pop up in Legend of Zelda U because they're definitely afraid of deers. Which is why they've always avoided series such as Far Cry, because you have to encounter deers at some point. Though the person did note that with irony, Sawsbuck is one of their favourite Pokemon, and so it could possibly be just realistic deers terrify them, because you know they're terrified of deers in real life, and it's only realistic deer depictions in video games that also terrify them. And so a lot of the comment thread was about this person being afraid of deers. It's like, well, it's not that well, because one person's saying they couldn't understand it at all because they'd grown up surrounded by deer. So, like, I think that's kind of the point. Phobia is not really supposed to be understood in a sense because it is literally irrational fear. So, it makes sense that you can have a phobia of anything because it's supposed to be irrational. Like,
sometimes medical as well.
I did wonder if I should have commented to sort of relieve them about their fear of deers. In the, my personal phobia is a fear of escalators, which is
it is genuine as well. He really doesn't use escalators ever.
Yeah. Well, I found out that the HMV store I go to actually has an elevator to go upstairs now, so I didn't need to terrify myself gripping onto an escalator every time I'm worrying about when the next step I have to take is.
He's a little bit loony, but you know.
Look! That Final Destination movie backed up my fears. Escalators are terrifying.
I'm claustrophobic, so can't really say that much. And I pretty much refuse.
This sounds
to go
very
out.
loud.
It is for some reason. I don't even
I
know
think
why.
this game is glitching out on us.
Yeah, it sounds like a glitch.
Oh, there we go. It's
Deep sea.
Dewey?
No, it's deep sea then.
Whoa! That changed a lot. What is wrong with your hands? Or
They're
lack
cannons.
thereof?
He's an octopus monster.
Yeah, no offense, but Blastoise handled the whole cannon thing better.
Liam, everything did.
No, it's back.
No, it's finished.
The cave started flooding while you were down the scary well, and now the door's blocked.
How did it flood? We were like 50 feet above the ocean floor.
What do you know about our new warrior? Who are you?
Well,
These are the elemental warriors that you have rescued or
I might as well replace Pummelweed because...
You want to end the episode for the moment? And
Yeah.
start the next episode checking out the wonderful alternative skins?
Is this his... Oh, I meant to click on...
Info.
Yeah. Oh well, he's kind of...
You got plenty of fruit, so... No, you don't. Oh. You can buy plenty of fruit.
Oh no, that is actually very, very helpful.
So then, cheerio everyone!
Goodbye, Internet.